Are you faced with new math problems where you need to add and subtract decimals? In this video, I will detail two important keys that will unlock this skill, making these new problems easier to solve. Now the first key. Can you pick out the connection between the following scenarios? Sport and timekeeping, finance and budgeting, travel and distances, medical dosages. What do all four have in common? Yes, they are real-life examples of adding and subtracting decimals. Let me show you with a finance example. Meet Jack. This is his current savings. He is saving up to buy a new pair of running shoes. If he added his weekly allowance, this is an example of adding decimals. Now imagine the situation where he had enough money to buy the shoes. If this was the price of the shoes, we will need to subtract to figure out how much money he will have remaining, which is an example of subtracting decimals. Now that you know what adding and subtracting decimals looks like, how do we actually do the skill? Which brings us to the second key. Here you will learn exactly how to add and subtract decimals. Did you know adding and subtracting fractions and decimals are more similar than you may think? Remember, decimals are fractions with denominators of a multiple of 10. Therefore, they should follow the same rules. Can you complete the following statement? When adding and subtracting fractions, we need to make sure that we have common. Yes, the missing blank is denominators. We do this to make sure that both whole amounts are broken up into the same size pieces. Decimals work the exact same way. If we had the following question, 0.3 plus 0.21. Before adding, we need to make sure that they are the same sized pieces. For decimals, it's easy. We add zeros to the end of the decimal to make sure that both have the same number of decimal places. Now they both have 2 decimal places. We can do this since it will still remain the same number. Now adding 30 pieces out of 100 plus 21 pieces out of 100. We get 51 pieces out of 100, or in other words, 0.51. Learning with the diagram can be very helpful. But how do you do these questions without drawing diagrams each time? Here are the steps to solve. Step 1. Place each decimal on top of each other. Start with the decimal points. Step 2. Add zeros if needed to make both decimals have the same number of decimal places. Step 3. Add the decimal point to your answer. Step 4. Working from the right column to the left, complete the operation as normal. So starting with this column, 1 plus 0 equals 1. Then the next column, 4 plus 8 equals 12. So we write the last digit and we add 1 to the next column. Finally, 2 plus 1 plus the extra 1 is 4, giving us an answer of 4.21. The following steps work for both adding and subtracting decimals. You now know all the key information on this skill. However, can you answer all exam style questions? Watch this next video to master all exam style questions easily.